Hello everyone, it's Peter Moran from Property Central. I'm here today with our guest. Welcome Nick Ball from Innovate Finance.
Thanks Peter, appreciate it.
Great to have you here, Nick. Now Nick, we are standing at the front of a property that we've just sold to some first home buyers welcoming their new home at Long Jetty. But I'm going to get you to talk about a very important event that's taking place as of the 1st of July, and that's about some first home buyer incentives.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're heading into the second year of the first home loan deposit scheme. So on the 1st of July next week, there'll be a new 10,000 places for established homes, 10,000 places for new builds, off the plan and house and land, and then 2,500 places for the single parent scheme as well. So it's a very exciting time for first home buyers. Basically what that scheme is, for those that don't know, it's that you can enter the market with 5% deposit, no LMI. So the government's jumping in as a guarantor and helping you out get into the market quicker and with less cost.
Now when you talk about 10,000, are we talking 10,000 in New South Wales or Australia-wide?
Nationally, so all of these schemes are run by the federal government, so it's a national figure that's released. So we've already had in the past 12 months 20,000 established home scheme places go out the window very, very quickly. So that's obviously what's driven a lot of first home buyer activity.
Yep.
So yeah, this is another 10,000 for this financial year that's about to commence.
Okay. Now I know the government talks about the different regions across Australia and there's different categories of where that level of assistance starts at. Can you just give everyone out there an idea of sort of where our part, like the Central Coast, falls into that region?
Absolutely, yeah. So in New South Wales, there's two regions essentially. There's what's classed as city and what's classed as regional. The Central Coast falls into the city part, so it has a higher property price cap. Away from the truck. So yeah, you've got a higher property price cap that you can purchase in versus the regional market, which is a little bit lower. So they're about to announce an increase in that. We got news yesterday where the regional is going to be lifted up to $600,000 purchase price from $450, and in the city market, which Central Coast is included, we're getting lifted up to $800,000 purchase price, which is really, really good.
Yeah. So if we look at this property behind us, just to give you an example, unfortunately for this first home buyer they missed out on that scheme, but this property did sell for $750,000, which is a 3-bedroom Torrens title townhouse in Long Jetty, less than 10-minute walk to the beach. So to be able to purchase up to $800,000 and get that incentive is a real bonus for the first home buyers coming to this market.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think that's the government's obviously identified that our market's moved.
Yeah.
You know, those figures that were set in January of 2020, they weren't accurate anymore for what first home buyers are actually buying in. So it's good to see that they've reacted.
Very good. Now, obviously, first home buyers is an important part of the purchasing part of real estate, but I'm going to talk about other incentives out there from the banks. Now, you look like a bit of a bushranger with the bushy sort of beard, and going back in the 1800s, the bushrangers were renowned for robbing banks. Now, we don't expect everyone to go out there and rob the banks, but can you tell everyone maybe how they can actually get some really good savings that are going on out there from a lot of the major banks or even the smaller banks at the moment in terms of their lending rates?
Yeah, I think even whether you're an investor or an owner-occupier, it's absolutely phenomenal out there at the moment how competitive it is. I think investors probably my focus point at the moment just because of where that's come in the last 2 to 3 years. So, you know, we've got investment rates now only about, 0.3% higher than owner-occupied.
Wow.
Mid-twos. We've got investment interest-only rates coming down in line with principal and interest rates, which, previously it was 1% higher. So at the moment, it's just crazy. So if investors are looking to restructure, remodel their portfolio so that it's better suited to cash flow, there's never been a better time.
Okay. And for those just looking at refinancing as an owner-occupier?
Again, obviously everyone probably hears in the media, banks throwing out $2,000-$3,000 to change banks just as a cash incentive. But in terms of rates as well, like we've still got market low rates, and the variable rates are starting to come down. Like we've all been talking about the fixed rates in the high ones. Now the variable rates are starting to come down to that 2.3, 2.4,
wow.
Which is amazing. We all knew it was going to happen eventually, but it is starting to kick in. So again, people are keeping the same loan term that they're on at the moment, but they're shaving, a couple $100 off a fortnight a month just for moving.
Big savings.
Yeah, huge.
That's great. All right, now there's a lot involved obviously with refinancing, or if you are a first home buyer or investor. I guess the next question is, and the final question, Nick, if someone wants to reach out to you, just give us a bit of a rundown of your company and where they can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess Innovate more broadly is we're one of the top 20 mortgage brokers in the country at the moment. There's myself and Chris Patworth here on the Central Coast and in Newcastle. So we'll pop our details in the comments section of this video today, just with how to look at our website, our Facebook profiles and all that sort of stuff, so you can get in touch. We're more than happy to field any questions that you may have. It doesn't necessarily need to be, that you need to do something right now. Just if you have a question regarding it, reach out and we'll have a chat.
All right, that's great. Nick, some great advice. Thank you for being here today.
No worries.
Good luck with things coming past the 1st of July.
Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it.
Thank you.